Thanks for joining me on the final day of this week's theme, which is market. As part of our 8-week knowledge share on LinkedIn all around investor readiness, we have been exploring all the different aspects of market and what that means for investors throughout the course of this week. So today we're going to focus on market visibility. So there's so many ways in which you can make your company visible that it's an area where you really have to focus on getting enough bang for your buck, because you can't be everywhere at once. But I'm going to take you through today some of the key things that investors look for, and hopefully that will help you make the decisions about where you might want to spend your hard-earned money and your time. So first of all, first stop will always be your website. Does it reflect your brand, and is it professional? Because I've spoken to investors in the past who've said, actually, I was quite interested until I looked at their website and it was a bit too startup-y, not professional enough. So it doesn't have to have 100 pages, but what's there does have to be of very high quality. Next, of course, is social media. It's so important these days that your company is visible on social media, but you don't have to be on every channel. You need to figure out where your tribe, your customers hang out, and then focus your efforts there. So you might find that actually you have far more customers on Instagram or YouTube, or perhaps a combination of Facebook and Twitter might work for your company. But you've really got to figure out which ones and then have a clear strategy about why you're targeting those platforms in particular. So now it's time to get physical. And that means talking to people in person or interacting with them rather than the kind of show and tell approach that can happen on social media. So talking to people in person could mean that you can demonstrate you've got community groups, customer feedback groups set up where people really engage with your product. It could mean that you set up specific communities, whether it's a Facebook group or a LinkedIn group, and you can show high levels of traffic and interaction in that space. They're all important ways of demonstrating to an investor that you've got traction. And particularly if you're very early stage, that kind of traction is really important, because you might not have loads of traction yet in terms of revenue. So people traction, social proof is just as important in those early stages. The third area that investors tend to look at is the publicity side. So that falls into two areas for me. So one is PR. What newspapers, what websites are you appearing on, who else is talking about you, where are you getting your product placed? And the other side of that is awards. If you can show that your company has been considered worthy of winning an award, then obviously that helps push you up in an investor's eyes, as long as the award is a credible one. So don't go making up your own awards and giving them to yourself. They need to be from credible sources. But PR and awards are something that they definitely dig into. The final thing that investors will look at is how much you're leveraging your founders. Founders need to be out and about, telling the world about your product, about your company. So how often are they out speaking? How often are they visible? Are they being interviewed on podcasts? Are they banging the drum for the company? You don't need a shy and retiring founder. You need someone who's going to be out there telling the world that you're fantastic. And the proof is in the pudding. If you look at, for instance, on Twitter, if you look at Elon Musk, he's got 31 million followers on Twitter. Tesla, only 4.8. People follow people, so they will engage with a founder who's passionate about what they're doing, and follow their product and hopefully buy their product as well as a result. So that's today's download of tidbits all about market visibility. Hope you found it really useful and that you've enjoyed the whole rest of the week. If you've missed anything from earlier in the week, just go and follow the hashtag 8 weeks investor ready, and then you'll be able to find all the rest of the content from there. Have a great weekend.